Hey guys, just wanted to do a little quick unboxing and overview of the Vivo X Fold. So first I just want to show you a really cheap case that I got from Amazon. It was like, I think $8. I mainly got it just for the front piece, but I'll talk about this here in a second. And I also wanted to show you the official case from Vivo. It was about $40. Purchase it whenever I purchase a device from gizstop.com. Yeah. Okay, has a little kickstand, thing like that. Put that to the side. All right. And then also I wanted to mention with GizStop, any device that you purchase, they will pre-install the Play Store and any apps from Google. And then they also changed the language to English for me because it was being shipped to the US, so that was pretty nice. It took about 4 days to get here once it finally shipped, so it's a pretty quick turnaround. All right, take that off. I already have the phone right here, so you can see it's usually placed just like this inside the box. Okay. And I wanted to show the unboxing because I just want to show the difference you get between some of these Chinese manufacturers versus US like Samsung and Apple. It's just a lot more that you get whenever you purchase their products. So first we have here the 80-watt charger, which is just insane that you get that with the phone, and it's even capable of being charged that quickly. So it has a US outlet, pretty nice, and it has a double USB-C port. We'll get back to that here in a second as well. Comes with headphones, which is again crazy that it even comes with headphones. Every phone company like Samsung and Apple doesn't include anything in the box anymore. Okay. Get all your basic manuals, SIM ejector tool, and everyone that's seen this is actually the warranty card. I still have to set mine up. I still have to do a little bit more reading on that, how to get that set up in the US. I did try it, but I wasn't able to get it fully set up yet. And then this is, of course, the charging cable, which I do have over here. As you can see, it's a pretty thick cable that kind of adds to the speed of the charging. All right, that's everything that comes in the box. Right there. Just put that to the side. Okay, let's get to this phone. Do a little quick wipe down. Just want to kind of go over the actual hardware of the device. So as you can tell, it's a lot bigger than like your normal Z Fold 4. I got the gray color, which in my opinion is the best color out of all of them, just because it looks the most clean to me. All right, you got the gray color with the Vivo stripe. I got the big camera on the back, which is pretty much the same camera as the previous phones from Vivo, like the Note, the X70 Plus, X80 Plus. Pretty much the exact same actual specs with the Zeiss technology, so it's super nice. Side here, you got the volume up and down, power switch, and then you have your notification toggle, which of course is always really nice to have. You don't see that on many phones nowadays anymore. You have your speaker on the top and the bottom. You have your IR blaster, which I'll show you how to use that a little bit later. Then you have your USB-C port, and then your SIM card tray, which is a dual SIM card tray. Okay, let's get this phone. And then this phone has some of the best best fingerprint sensor that I've ever seen on any device at all. Just insanely quick. Even from the lock screen. See that? And then when you go inside as well, give this a quick wipe down. Go on the inside, exact same speed. Just crazy. From close, open. It's not even a second. It's just insanely fast. Okay. Yeah, so that's just the walk. That's just the walk around. Then I also wanted to kind of make this video too, just because I haven't seen many videos from the U.S. perspective as far as how to set the phone up and just how it works on an everyday basis. I've seen a lot of just like intro videos, but really hasn't gone into detail. So I just wanted to make it just in case there was someone else out there that was kind of on the edge of getting it, just because they thought it might not work with their carrier or something like that. So first, let's go over connection, okay? So as you can tell, right there, I'm on Mint Mobile, which is a partner with T-Mobile. I have full 5G, so it fully works just like my other, all my phones in the past have. I've had no connection drops, and it even displays your connection speed right here. But of course, I'm on Wi-Fi, so it's kind of not going to be correct. But yeah, I mean it's fully supported. So all right, and then so as soon as you get this phone, depending on where you get it at, whether it's GiftStop or Wanda Mobile or any other third-party site, you can turn it on dark mode so it's easier to see on the video here. It should come pre-installed with all your apps, and then once you go to get it set up, make sure you can see that here. You're gonna go to your system management, and you're gonna go to phone clone. Okay. Now, when it comes to Vivo, as far as I know, the only app they really use to transfer all of your information from your previous phone is going to be an app right here called Easy Share. It's going to be this one right here. All you do is you just download this on your other device, whether it's an iPhone, Android, Galaxy, whichever device it is, and then you just go to phone clone. You're going to set this as your new phone and set the other one as your old phone. So you see here, supported by Android and iOS. And then it's just as simple as that. It takes maybe 5 minutes, and it'll literally transfer over all of your stuff, your messages, contacts, accounts, every single thing you want transferred over. You just click it. So okay, so that's how you transfer over all of your information. And then once you do that, you might find that it's hard to get your messages to work if you're trying to use Google Messages. The first 2 days I kind of had this issue, so I just had to make sure I went in here to your settings, and then you just go down to advanced, and then especially group messaging. So for the first 2 days, every time I was sending a group message, whether it was in this messenger or the stock messenger, it would always send it to the person individually, even though I was sending it in the messages. So that was pretty weird to me. So I had to go in here and just make sure I hit reply all, okay, not individual, because for some reason it does that automatically where it selects individual. So that's pretty important. Then you're gonna make sure you hit auto download MMS. And then also when roaming as well. That's pretty important for this phone. Okay. And then RSC, I really don't utilize that, so it's not that important. And then just make sure it shows your phone number under the actual number on the app. So okay. So now every single thing works. You can send messages to anyone. It works just like a normal phone. So that's how you set up messaging. Okay, and the next thing you're gonna want to do is create your Vivo account. I still haven't done that. That's to where if you want to install like a third-party launcher, like Nova Launcher or something like that, which kind of seems popular on the videos I've seen. Whenever people bought this phone, they apparently didn't like the stock launcher. I'm kind of the other way. I kind of prefer the stock launcher versus any third party. So that's kind of the reason why I haven't set that up yet. Okay, and then let's kind of get to how you can customize this phone, because that's one of the best parts about Xiaomi, Vivo, all these Chinese companies. They just make their phones extremely customizable versus let's say Samsung or iOS. They kind of keep it locked. All right, so let's go here to home screen settings. Okay, and this is how you change it from just having the actual kits whenever you swipe up to seeing your applications. So you can go to settings, home screen settings, but then choose here to stop. You can do drawer style or standard, to where it's gonna display all your apps on your actual home screen. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it like that. Okay, so you can change your layout, all of your sizes. Okay, almost kind of similar to Good Lock, right? Where you can change all your sizes. I like to keep mine at 4x7. It just fits the screen better for what I need to do with it. Okay. And here's your dynamic transition effects. Okay. There's a lot of phones that really don't offer this much customization. So you can change it to like a normal transition, to a fading, to a superposition, to where it kind of does that extra effect. Jumping, press, which is almost like you're turning a page. Rotate kind of gives you that like 3D feel, I guess. Carousel, also the same thing. Cube. All right, turn page. I kind of just prefer the standard transition because it kind of gives more like a quicker feel to the UI. Okay. So let's go back here to home screen settings. Okay. Icon style and name. So this is something else you can do, to where you can customize the whole look of all of your icons and everything. You can do custom colors, preset colors, yellow, and black and white. It kind of looks kind of cool. I just like to keep it as a stock because it kind of looks more neat like that, I think, in my opinion. You can change how all of your icons look, as far as being like rounded, square, a little bit of mixture of both. I kind of like it just a normal square. It kind of looks a little bit more standard that way. All right, big, small. I always keep mine small because I want to kind of feel like I have a bigger home screen. And then you can also do this as well, to where you can, so you see here how it said it doesn't have any icon names. All you have to do is go here. If you want that, go back to icon style and name, and just hit show icon name, and then when you go back, it'll have all the names of all your applications. I like to keep that off. Okay. Go to your lock screen settings, posters. You can turn this on if you want to have like you want to be able to like cycle through different wallpapers that are pretty nice. So you see here, go like that, and just hit back home and unlock. Okay, but I'm gonna turn that off. I like having my stock one the same as on wallpaper, so it's kind of like you're going into your home screen. Okay, lock screen style. This is something that's unique to Vivo's Origin OS. So you can have here to where you can have like almost like widgets, I guess you would say, on your lock screen, to where you can have, let's say you want to play music, you just drag it like that. If you have anything on your phone, whether it be something stored on your, on your actual device here, you can use their app, or you can download a third-party one. And then you can jump into your phone, your camera, your Pay, whichever one you have set up. This is actually Google Pay here. So it just kind of works like this. You just pull it over, jumps right in. Okay, that's kind of cool. And then you got a fingerprint sensor. To turn that back off, go back to the original because that's what I prefer. Okay. And there's just so much. There's just so much more you can do with this phone. So always on display. Of course, that's something that Android's always had. All right, so you can change it to, let's say, this one. Apply. This is how it's gonna look right here. Okay. So that's pretty nice looking. Let me just go turn that back off. So I really don't use that much. And then that's something I did want to mention too about the new iPhones. That's one of the coolest things that they have is the fact that you can use an actual wallpaper and it just dims because their actual screen can go from 120 hertz to 1. That's why theirs can do it, and this phone's it's the exact same way. So hopefully in the future we can do something like that. Then you can change your theme here. I really haven't messed around with this too much, but again, this just changes all of your icons, all of your settings to be kind of like a uniform color. And then your wallpaper here. That's a lot of really nice built-in wallpapers. You have your live wallpapers. So let's select this one. I'll kind of show you how that looks. Whenever you open it up, open the phone fully, you get that really nice transition effect right there. It's super nice. But again, I kind of like this just to stay with the one I was using. Let's go back. Set as both. All right, let's get that color going. Okay. And then what else we got here? We got, okay, so system style. This is where you can, again, fully customize how everything looks on your entire system. Really don't mess with that too much, or I haven't yet anyways. Your display and brightness, I keep auto brightness on, of course everyone does. You can also jump into all these things too from your control center. If you just hold that down, you can turn on eye protection mode, which will be good if you're out in the sunlight. It'll definitely help you see the screen better. You can quickly turn on and off dark mode right there. Okay. And then speaking on this notification shade, so you have, if you on the left side of the screen pull down and you have notifications. I don't have any at the moment, so it doesn't show anything there. On the right side has your control center, just like any other UI from Samsung or Android. Completely customize what you have in there, right? So I mean, it's not too far off from the normal stock Android UI, but it's just a lot more customized with what Vivo did. So actually kind of like it a lot. Okay, you have your dynamic effects. Okay, so you have your interface dynamic effects. You can turn on blurring to where when you go into an app and out of an app, like similar to this, it kind of blurs it, right? And then you have home screen transition effects, where whenever you go in and out of the home screen, it'll make a different effect. I keep it on moderate. It just looks, again, the more stock and kind of faster. Okay, home screen entering animation, exact same thing. You can choose how it looks whenever you want to enter in. I choose fly in, and so it has that little nice animation where it kind of closes into the app. See that? It goes from being out to just into the app. So it's nice and clean. Okay. Ambient light effect. I don't mess with that too much. Charging animation. Okay, this is something that most phone carriers or companies, you just can't change, just because it's just a stock charging animation. Like Samsung has that little green charging. thing when you plug it in. Can't change that. But when it comes to Origin OS, you can basically customize everything you do. So that one, keep on this one. It was pretty nice. Change it to that one, and it just has so many that you can choose from. Okay, that one's pretty nice. Kind of the same as the always on display. If you want to kind of make it like a uniform thing. I like to keep it on one I have. Okay. Same thing with the USB. You can choose how it looks when you plug in your USB. See that? That's pretty nice. I like the surge. It looks pretty cool. Screen on off animation. Now this is pretty cool for sure. It'll kind of go in to out. I like the horizontal where it kind of goes in. So you see here. See how it just kind of like folds in right there? It's pretty cool. Okay, other dynamic effects. Mood cube, I'll kind of show you what that is here in a second. Weather backgrounds, that has to do with Mood cube as well. So let's jump right into that. So some of the widgets through Origin OS, you can kind of click on it and it'll do certain things. So this is kind of like your basic clock app. It's where you can do the alarm, stopwatch, timer, everything right there just from clicking that app. Okay, and this is what's called Mood Cube. Let me open this up and kind of show you. Okay, so when it comes to Mood Cube, this is just an even more in-depth customization. Kind of like the settings, but you don't actually have to go into the settings to do it. So if you don't have to mess around with that, you can do it just from the home screen right here. So this is where you can change how the icons kind of look a little bit. Again, change the size of the icons to large. I keep them at small, of course. Then you can go right here and change to some other already kind of set up from Origin OS themes that just change everything on the whole phone. I like to kind of keep in my own, so I keep it like that. You can quickly jump to different wallpapers from here without having to go into settings. So you see that. All right, so just go back and then everything's completely changed from the wallpapers. Okay, let me just go back here and change it to the one that I had. I might have to go back into the settings and do that. I'll keep it this one for now. Then also I wanted to show you too, they have these window styles, so you can do time to where it'll change to where if it's kind of like a certain time of the day, so it's about 1 p.m. right now, so it'll kind of change how the whole display looks. It'll get a little bit darker or lighter depending on if it's early in the morning, it gets lighter, and then just throughout the day it'll change. Okay, then let's go to unclick that, hit sky, which is kind of like a weather type animation. So you see here how it'll show the sun and clouds because it's kind of like a cloudy, muggy day, and it's supposed to be raining here in the next couple of hours here in Texas. So once it does that, it'll show rain throughout the whole screen, and this goes into everything you do on the home screen. And then once you get into an app, it'll just go away to where you can't see it. So it's not constantly. And it even shows on the outside screen as well. See here? So that's pretty nice. It'll have the little sun beaming down. I'm gonna go here and change my wallpaper back so you can maybe see it a little bit better. So let's go right here. Set as both again. Okay. Let's go back to the Mood Cube, hit sky. All right, so you can kind of see that. So that's super nice. All right. And then let's see what else you can do from here. So yeah, once you can do all these different transitions. You can do a blur effect to where it kind of like blurs the whole background. It's kind of cool. And then this is the system style. Again, without having to go into settings, you can do it all from the home screen here, where you can customize how they look, the colors of the system style. So you choose this, This one right here. Change the system style names. This might not work with this actual wallpaper. It'll kind of do that to where if it's a certain wallpaper, you won't be able to utilize it. So you have to change to one of their stock ones to do it, and then you change wallpaper back. Okay. So you see here, I also wanted to point this out as well. Whenever you're setting up your outside screen, it isn't like the Samsung Z Fold 4 where you can have a different outside screen and inside screen. That would be kind of cool, but this phone kind of shows you. I like to see it as an introduction to what you have on your larger screen. So everything that's going to be on your first screen and your second screen, when you open it up, we're going to be on one big screen here. See that? Do that one more time. So everything on your outside screen, first and second, is going to be on the inside screen. And it'll automatically adjust the sizes and everything like that, of course. Okay, and the calendar app is a third-party widget because their stock calendar app kind of has like a lot of Chinese symbols on it. So I couldn't really utilize that. Okay, I want to go over this really cool lens widget to where it'll let you kind of jump into specific settings in the camera without having to go in and change it. So you just click the widget and you can do 6 custom ones you want to do. So let's just say night mode, it'll automatically put it in there for you. Okay. Or ultra wide, it'll automatically put it in there for you, which is a pretty cool feature. And then you can do Google Photos, pretty much anything through Google except for the newsfeed. That is one of the things I really have been missing for the last week since I changed this phone. But I can always just go in here and click the news right here on the home screen. And then I have it right where I need it. But it was a lot more convenient with being able to just scroll over to the left. Because when you scroll over to the left on this phone, let me go and show you. Go into home screen settings, more settings. Has this thing called Smart Launcher, which is all in Chinese here. Now, there may be a way to change this all to English. If there is, please let me know in the comments or send me some type of link, but I've done quite a bit of research and I have not been able to find it. So I'm just gonna turn that back off. Screen settings, more settings, Smart Launcher, off. Okay. Yeah, so then you can utilize your, again, you can utilize all of your stock widgets that you want from Android or from the Play Store or anything like that. And to do that, you're gonna notice whenever you hold down on part of the screen, it's gonna be just like any other Android phone where you can quickly jump to your screens. You can go straight into the mood queue or the home screen settings, all right? And then you go to add, and it's gonna let you add all your icons. Then go to add kit. Now with Origin OS, they call them nano kits. Okay. This one's pretty cool and has a timer, clock. All right, that looks pretty nice. I just really don't utilize this one. Okay, then to get to your normal widgets that you use on your regular phone, you scroll all the way down and go to more widgets or kits. And you can do all the widgets that you download from the Play Store, calendar, for Chrome, which you already see here on the home screen, Facebook, all your socials, everything like that. So that's kind of how you do that. And I also wanted to show you here that you can also do, just like on the Z Fold 4, you can do preset dual screen apps. So like right here, I have YouTube and maps and messages. So let's just jump into these two right here. Okay, and on the normal screen, it's gonna do top and bottom. As soon as you open it up, it's gonna be side by side. So here, you can do like this, switch it like that. Now this is one of the things about this phone, and I think all Chinese phones, if I'm not mistaken, I haven't seen one company yet that has a Chinese phone to where you can display the apps horizontally. Now this is one area where Samsung will always win when it comes to certain parts of the software, just because it's a lot more customizable to where you can see here, you can't completely resize one app if you want to. And then I'll show you in the video later on, but when it comes to Samsung, you can pretty much customize anything that you want to, okay? So that's how you do dual apps. It has a thing called an edge panel, to where any app that'll work in a floating window, which I can also download a third-party edge panel app that'll allow me to utilize more than just the ones that the phone allows. But this is kind of how it works, to where if you want to open up, let's say, Chrome in a floating window, you can do it like that. You can fully resize it, right, to where that's fully open. Just close that and open this back up. So let's try that one more time, because I know it's fully resizable. If I open up Chrome, right, there we go. Yeah, you can fully resize it, make it smaller, put it anywhere you want on the screen. Right, so move it around. And then, of course, you can just exit out if you want. Okay. And then I was also going to mention when it comes to YouTube, let's just play a video real quick.
Give your customers the best. Pella is the #1 preferred
To
window and door
where,
brand by
obviously,
homeowners.
this
Shop
is
Pella
where
at Lowe's.
the horizontal part comes
With a
in,
new
because nobody
U.S. Bank
wants to
Silver, Gold,
be
or Platinum
utilizing
Business Checking account, you can
your
earn up to a
YouTube app on split
$500
screen,
bonus for
to where
your
it's going to
business.
show like
Visit
this.
you-
But it doesn't look
Today,
good. Okay, so I found if you turn the phone horizontally like this, at least it gives you a little bit bigger of a view for your video. So that's kind of one way to get around it. But again, it looks nowhere near as good as on the Samsung phone. Okay, so let's see, anything else I can really talk about that hasn't been fully talked about on this phone? I believe so, yeah. I mean, I covered how to get your phone set up, how to customize all of your display, your charging animations, everything like that. Oh, and then also system updates. So this phone, I've had it for about a week. And I've already gotten one system update. And also I wanted to mention too, when it comes to certain parts of this phone, so let's say we go to home screen and wallpaper, right? Go to home screen settings. So sometimes Vivo will push updates, not just for the whole OS, but they'll do updates for each section. So like sometimes you'll get updates for the home section that'll add new features. So that's what I'm hoping in the future they'll let us customize the split screen or horizontal. That's one of the biggest things in my opinion that's going to make people not want to get this, just because they can't resize the windows how they want to really. So all right, again, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, NFC, everything is fully supported in the US, so you don't have to worry about that. And instead of Google Voice, it has this thing called Jovi for the voice assistant. It's where you can talk to it, but again, it's all in Chinese. So I still got to play it around and figure out how to make that to English to utilize it. And then Android Auto does work on this, I have confirmed. Then you can customize, something else you can customize as well. You can customize your fingerprint, how it looks. So you can change your animation style something like that. And then they have so many that you can do to where, let's just change it to this one. No, I gotta download that. So let's change one I don't have to download to. Oh yeah, and that's something else good about these phones, to where if you don't want it on your phone, like I say, you don't want all this extra stuff that you can change it to, you don't have to have it. So that's just more space that you have. So let's change it to this. I kind of show you in real time how it looks. Right, you'll be able to customize the animation, and then again, the speed of how fast this is, and then also the face unlock, it just can't be touched by any other company, in my opinion. Right, so there we go. So that's that. And yeah, this hardware, in my opinion, is just some of the nicest hardware that I have personally ever seen on any phone. It's just the way it looks. It's just unmatched. And the fact that it looks like, if I was just to hand this to someone, they would probably think it was just a normal phone, because of the size, the thinness. It doesn't look too much thicker, right, than like an iPhone, let's say. It's not too much thicker, right? It's just the overall build quality. It's just super nice. Then you can, that's Gboard right there. You can completely install any third-party keyboards. And I also wanted to mention too, just here quickly, there's a lot of people that said you can't get notifications on time with this phone. That's completely untrue. So all you got to do is you go to settings, go to battery power consumption management, and then any app that you want a notification for on time. Let's just say Facebook, for instance. You're going to change it from background power smart consumption to high background power usage, because every Chinese phone, they're really tough on killing your apps in the background just to make the phone last longer for the battery. So you change it to high background power usage. Once you exit that, you're going to go to the app, long click it, go to app info, okay, and then go to notification and turn all these on to allow on the lock screen, everything like that. Okay, make sure everything's turned on. Then also go to permissions, make sure everything's allowed. Then go right here to single permission settings. Okay, you want to make sure auto starts on, floating window, desktop shortcut, show on the lock screen. Make sure everything's turned on. Then at that point, every time you get a text message, something from your socials, any app you want to get notified about automatically, it's going to happen just like that. There's absolutely zero delay. So that's something you need, that it's pretty important to know as well. Okay, I kind of wanted to show again the case that came with it. Again, has that same exact texture that's on the back. On the back here, that kind of faux leather texture, just super nice. So it just clicks on, just like this. And it has little sticky stickers on here, to where it'll kind of help stay pretty good, but it's on there good. It's not gonna come off. And it has a built-in kickstand, so you can view it like that. Or of course, whenever you want to open it up to full screen to watch a movie, you just do it like that. Okay, and then of course the phone fully auto rotates, just like any other Android phone. That's in the quick toggles here. Auto rotate, right? And then one thing I didn't talk about yet is the charging speed. So this is an 80-watt charging brick with a really thick cable. Okay, but this phone has a charging speed of 66 watts, and I've tested it. I can charge this phone from 0 to 100 in exactly 33 minutes. So on the actual website it says 35. But I'm not sure if it's just a difference in my outlet or something, but I can charge this phone full in 33 minutes. You see that's a little animation right there. So on the lock screen, You can see that's the animation for the charging right there. Okay. Let's kind of put this to the side because I also wanted to talk about another phone that I've had for about 2 months now. So I've always been someone that changes phones a lot. And this is just what most techies are, I guess. But I've had the Z Fold 4 here for about 2 months, I would say. I've kind of gone back and forth. I had the Fold 3. I never had the Fold 2 or Fold 1 because I was just always into iPhones probably for 6 years, I would say. And then I kind of got into Android, and then I really got into the Surface Duo 1 and 2. I had the 1 for about a month, and there was too many glitches before they came out with the 2. Then I got the 2, and I had that for probably eight months or so, I would say. That was just a beautiful device. So here's the Z Fold 4. The same kind of case with a kickstand, and then I got this on the pre-order. It's originally $1,800 for the Z Fold 4, but I think I got mine for about $900 after a trade-in. So that was a pretty good deal that they were offering at first. But I kind of wanted to just show you the unboxing experience, right? So these Chinese phones have a much better unboxing experience than all these US companies. So like, this is going to be pretty much anything from Samsung in the last couple of years, or Apple, or any company really in the US. They haven't put a lot of thought into it. If I put this open here, that's pretty much all you get, right? You get the phone sitting in there just like this, whenever you get it, and that's pretty much it. All right, you might get some. See here. I get like some little notebook, instructions, and a SIM card tool, and a charger, right? So it came just with the actual charging cable, not the brick. This is a brick that I already had from a previous phone. And then I also want to mention this phone does support 30-watt charging, but to do that, you're gonna have to buy, another brick that's 30 watts, which you're probably gonna have to get from Amazon because Samsung, they're just kind of pricey on their stuff. So that's just more money that you got to spend on something that really should come with a device that costs that much money, right? So I just kind of want to show you the difference. Okay. So let's get to this here. Alright, so let's get to this phone here for a second, okay? So I kind of just wanted to show you the difference, which kind of Samsung is always, again, it's always going to win with this when it comes to the software. Right, they have their most recent UI that came out with the Z Fold 4 that has a little taskbar down here, which is, it lets you quickly jump into split screens. And again, you can rotate that horizontally, however you want to do it. Okay, back and forth. If you want to pull a third-party app over here, the screen, you can do it. If you want a floating window, just as easy as that. Put right in the middle, right? It's just, they're always going to win when it comes to multitasking. That is one of the hardest things about not using the Z Fold 4, is just because it just made the experience that much better. Right? You have the news feed on the left when you go over. It's just so much more fluid whenever it comes to the overall user experience, right? The biggest reason that made me get this phone though is gonna have to be just the outside outside display. So you put these next to each other. I mean, it's pretty clear to see that this one is much bigger. It has more of like an actual phone feel. Put this case on the back of this Samsung here. So it has much more of like a natural feel to it. Let me turn this off actually. The weather animation, turn that off. Turn it to a darker blue. Maybe this light here. That looks pretty nice. Okay. Just so you can see the difference in the screen size, okay? Much bigger than the Z Fold 4. Thickness, with the cases on, it's kind of, I guess this one's a little bit thicker, but that's kind of expected with it being such a bigger device. Obviously the cameras look different because the Vivo has much bigger and better cameras on the phone. Yeah, so that's the size differences, and you're really going to notice this whenever you're going to utilize messaging, I would say. Let's just go to something right here, okay? No, let's go to 81. Let me turn this dark mode off so it kind of looks the same. Okay, can y'all fully see that? I might have to turn that back on. Turn dark mode. See where it's at here. Dark mode. Okay, you might be able to see that a little bit better. Let's see there. Okay. Let's go to this. Turn the brightness up just a little bit. So you can maybe see that a little bit better, right? So you see the difference in the keyboard sizes right here. Obviously, it's going to be much more narrow. It's kind of what Samsung's known for. This is their 4th generation of this phone, so you would think by now it would be a little bit more to the size of a normal phone by now, but it's kind of not. So it is obviously it's a little bit cramped to be able to type on the keyboard. This is much more of like a natural feel, just because of the overall size. Okay. But yeah, these phones, I mean, this is obviously Samsung's UI. This is Vivo's UI, so it's going to be slightly different. Samsung, you can kind of automatically out the box install any kind of launcher you want. This one, you have to do a little bit of work around. But I mean, it's really not that hard to do once you try to figure it out. It's pretty easy to learn. And then yeah, it's just when it comes to the overall software experience. And then you hear that? Hear that sound whenever you open it up? That's almost like a sticky sound. That's just kind of how all of Samsung phones are. Because if you look at it, you can still see the crease pretty well on this phone. Let's change the wallpaper to a different color on the inside. Let's go to here, downloaded. There you go, kind of a bit similar to the inside as the outside, right? So you can kind of see, actually, hold on. Let me do this. My wallpaper's downloaded to where it looks a little bit kind of similar, I guess, to the other one as far as colors go. Right, so you see the crease, it's pretty obvious with Samsung. That's just because they use the same technology the last couple of years for all their phones. A lot of these Chinese brand phone market companies, they use like a water drop style. So you see here the crease is a lot less noticeable, no matter which way you turn it. And even whenever you feel it, you can literally barely feel it. Versus Samsung's, whenever you go to put your finger across, it's pretty evident. Like it's just there. You can definitely feel it. And let's look at the overall screen size. So this is going to be a 7.6. This is a 8.3 on the inside. And then the outside is going to be a 6.53. So that's definitely more of that normal phone aspect ratio here, okay? And then one thing about Samsung that I do like is the fact that you can put the navigation keys on the right side. Whenever you're holding the phone, it's just a lot more natural to do it like this. There's a lot of people that like to swipe up. I still prefer the actual navigation keys. Okay, but Vivo puts it in the middle. This is not that big of a deal. And then when it comes to Samsung, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you can have 8 icons on the dot. With Vivo, you can only have 5. All right, you can still do folders and everything like that. Perfectly fine. And then, of course, when it comes to the Vivo, I wanted to show you this as well. You can fully customize how everything looks as far as size just by doing this. Clicking the resize, so it's pretty easy. Obviously, when it comes to Samsung, every Android phone, you can do that as well. To change it, just like that. Actually, depending on the app, I guess. Yeah, so let's see here. You can make it smaller. The exact same thing over here. Exact same thing. Move those apps and I can show you. All right, exact same thing. Put those back. So yeah, I mean, if you're really into being able to customize how your phone looks, just like a really nice, neat, clean UI, then you're definitely gonna love this phone, for sure. I can guarantee you that, for sure. And then let's see here. Let's look at. Let's look at like the camera app next. So on the Samsung, kind of have like a basic, basic setup: photo, portrait, video, more. Right, you can do night mode, pro video, kind of everything like that. So it's pretty stock. You can do 3, ultra wide. Now when it comes to your Vivo, this is definitely where they kind of take the win. And they have for years in all their phones when it comes to the camera quality. It just has a lot more settings and customizations that you can do. So you got your photo, your ultra wide, 1, 2, and 5 times zoom, okay? And they have something called AI, which is, this is where the partner with Zeiss comes in, to where the AI will automatically change. Let's just say you're in the normal photo settings and you're in a dark room, it'll automatically change it to night mode without you having to actually go into the settings. So that's pretty cool. And then you can turn on the Zeiss here as well to give it even more of like a natural color feel. So that's really cool. Okay, you got your photo, portrait, which again, see right there, it'll automatically determine what size by itself. You got your night mode, high resolution, photo, video, pro mode, which is where it really gets into doing a lot of customization. You kind of have to do a little bit of research on how to use those. Time lapse, ultra HD documents. So if you have a document in front of you, it can automatically recognize text and it'll save it into like the document app that comes built into the phone, or you can choose your third-party document app like Adobe Scanner or something like that, whichever one you want to use. So the camera on here is just awesome. So I just want to do another quick little comparison here. Turn the brightness all the way up. So let me know if you can see a difference in the color quality here between the two screens. Obviously, Samsung has always made beautiful screens. They actually make the screens for Vivo for this exact phone, so that kind of tells you they're always going to win when it comes to screens. All right, so let's just get into some of the photo comparisons. So I use their stock photo app just because it can give you a lot more. Let's go to albums, pics. So that's some pics I already kind of had preset for this. And just kind of show you the quality. So I'll kind of close this up right now. Let me just show you here. So this picture right here of of my puppy Bailey. Was taken on the Z Fold 4. Already had it in my photos whenever I transferred it over, so I might as well just go ahead and show it. So you can kind of see it's a good photo. It's kind of blurry, and she was pretty close to the camera, so that kind of shows. So that's the Z Fold 4. Also the Z Fold 4, a picture I took about 2 weeks ago. And it's a nice basic photo. Once you zoom in, it gets a little bit blurry, right? You really can't see too many details. So let me just show you the difference. Okay, this is a normal photo from the X Fold. No portrait, nothing on, just straight up natural photo. So when you zoom in, you can see all the details in the beard hair, in my eyes, see the eye color, everything like that. It's just so much richer quality, in my opinion. And again, portrait, still see details. You zoom in, then you can actually customize how much blur you see in the background, which is pretty cool. Okay, another one here of a delivery the other day. And this phone's AI would automatically kind of take the lighting that it sees, whether it's dark lighting or light lighting, and kind of automatically put effect into the photos without you having to do anything. And that was just an awesome feature. And this is a photo here that I took the other day with a delivery in Dallas. So this is the normal lens, and this is the 5x lens. Okay, when it comes to Samsung over here, if you took a I think it only goes 2x on the Samsung. But if you take a 5x, you're not gonna be able to get this much detail. Because if you zoom in here, you can see the actual branding on the forklift. See that sign over there? See that sign right there? You can actually zoom in and see what it says. So it's just a really, really top camera. Let's go to another picture here. I wanted to show you my puppy Bailey. All right, so it'll automatically, depending on the light you have in the room, it'll automatically apply those effects to the picture. So because it's a pretty well lit room, it'll automatically show all the lighting, so you can see the colors of her fur really, really pop and stand out around her eyes. Okay, my shirt, the wood floor, the carpet, everything just looks absolutely beautiful. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Okay, so this is the photo I took outside this morning. So you see it's kind of a cloudy day. But yeah, this is a normal standard photo, no effects. So pretty good detail. And then this is 5x zoom. So when you zoom in, you see full details. You see the water droplets on the leaves. There's no blurriness or anything like that to this photo, so you can clearly tell that it's pretty good quality. And that's with no effects at all done. It's another pretty decent photo. This morning we got some bagels and some coffee from Starbucks. And that's our iPhone 14 Pro Max that I'm using to record this video with, which has very good quality whenever it comes to recording videos. So again, another photo of the bagels in the case. This is another photo right here. It was a completely dark room, but I have the door cracked just a little bit. So again, this will show you that AI. It'll take any light that it sees and uses that to expose the rest of the room and kind of build that quality. Right here, see? It's another photo of my puppies. So if you zoom in, it just has very good quality. Okay. So I kind of just want to show you that. And then yeah, that's pretty much an overview. If there's anything specific you guys want to see, just please put it down in the comments. If you have any questions about how to make this work with your carrier, to my knowledge, the only carrier it doesn't work with is Verizon. But yeah, every other carrier should work perfectly fine. Yeah, And let's see what else I can go over. I did want to mention pretty quickly that you can utilize your Samsung Buds, your Apple EarPods with this phone, no problem at all. There's some people saying that you couldn't do that. It works fully fine. It just you're not going to get that feeling from Samsung whenever you just open up the buds right here, and it'll automatically recognize it. Might take it here in a second. So there it goes. So it'll automatically recognize it. Now Vivo does have their own buds. I'm actually probably looking at gonna be getting here soon, and just kind of see. They offer pretty good quality, but I mean, I've had no issues with these headphones as far as sound quality, taking calls, tapping them. The only thing I can't do is tap to pause video. But yeah, everything else works perfectly fine. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can go over here for a quick comparison that I missed. Oh, and I did want to mention this phone does have 50-watt wireless charging as well. So probably charge your phone in, I would say, maybe 40 something minutes on a wireless charger. I don't have one of those. I really don't utilize it. If I'm not mistaken, the Samsung has a 10-watt fast charger and 30-watt charger regularly. So I just wanted to show you one more quick side by side with both stands up, just so you can kind of see the difference in the screen size. Here. All right, guys. Yeah, if there's anything else you want to know, just put it in the comments.